Hey there, Sovereigns. Monica Grace from cardreadingqueen.com here. This reading is going to be for the 2020 Lunar New Year for love and romance and relationships, and specifically for Taurus. So if you have a Taurus sun sign, moon sign, or Venus sign, this message may be for you. Additionally, if your partner is one of those signs, that could also indicate that this reading is going to be for you. So typically, if you're going to watch the reading for a specific sign, the sun sign is about the what's on the surface and what we can see. The moon sign is going to be a little bit more behind the scenes and more about the emotions behind the situation. And then the Venus sign is really specific to love. So it is the sign of love, romance, and relationships. So make sure that whatever you're watching for, that you just make those distinctions specifically. So if you want to get the semi-personal, or some people like to call them extended reading for this particular reading, make sure you go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. I sell all of my readings for 2020 as a bundle. The bundle includes at least 50 situational readings, the extended and semi-personal readings, all of which you can find the channel readings on my YouTube channel, cardreadingqueen.com/YouTube. So you'll be able to find the situational readings, at least 50 of them for the year 2020. Additionally, I'm doing the zodiac readings as a bonus to those, and those are also going to have the extended readings, and I should be doing a set of those about once a month. So you'll be getting a number of readings. The 2020 bundle is priced very affordably. There's also a payment plan. So if it's something that you know you want, there's really no reason that you wouldn't be able to pick it up. So again, if you're interested in that, you can learn more at cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. So let's get into the overall energies. We have the Whispers of Healing Oracle cards for this. Oh. And I have actually not opened this deck. I grabbed it because it just felt like the right energy for Taurus for this particular reading. And so what I do, my process is that I typically will look at what's going on for each of the signs for the specific time. So Taurus, we're doing, we're looking at the Lunar New Year and like what's going on with Taurus right now. And then I will choose the decks based on that. So you're getting a reading that's really specific to Taurus. And what is going on with Taurus right now is really look to the future. So Taurus is in a space of grounding and almost like introvertedness right now, but they're really focused on the future rather than the present, which is totally fine. Hoping to travel this year a bit or come across some adventures this year, and so that's kind of where the mind is right now for Taurus. So let's pull, these cards are kind of sticking together. Let's pull some situational and overall energies for this. So we have vibration and meditation. So what I'm getting from this is that Taurus is pretty laid back right now. They're really not, it's a very grounded energy. They're really tapping into what the future looks like for them, and it's almost like they missed like New Year's resolutions time period, and they're kind of thinking now like what do I really want for this year? But it's almost like there's a lag in this, like it's like they've maybe been thinking about it and there's like a dreamy energy around it, but they haven't really like figured it out still. And I think the energy of this is actually that they want to, like, even though they've been thinking about this a lot, it's like they want to be able to ground it into reality. And they haven't, until it's like grounded into reality, it's not real for them. So that is kind of the energy that I'm getting from this, is that they're still just trying to figure things out. And once they figure it out, they will settle on something, they'll start to make plans. And then once they make the plans, that's when they feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing this year. So let's dig into this more. Using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. It's one of my favorite new decks that I have. I've been using it in several readings lately. So let's take a look at these. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go deeper into the situation of like where the Taurus sign is at as the new year starts to unfold. Definitely experiencing this energy of they're just kind of lagging behind though. So they're still not really sure what they want their year to look like. That's what I'm getting. Let's pull this. So what's going on behind this? All right, so we've got some challenging energies here. The 9 of Swords, 4 of Coins. These are typically tension-filled energies for me. We also have the Queen of Wands. What I'm getting from this card, though, with the Queen of Wands is that it's actually this very pent-up energy of like, there's a ton of energy, but it's almost like it's been building up inside, and it's almost to the point of like explosion or like outburst. So what I'm getting from this is that there's a pent-up energy around what's going on in the new year. They're trying to decide between two, I guess the best word for it would be extremes, which it's almost like, it's like an example would be like, okay, do they want to spend the year traveling? But like, if they do that, they're going to go on like 4 huge trips, or do they not want to do that? And then they would go on like 0 trips. Like, it's like these 2 extremes that they're trying to choose between. And they're just still not sure what to do. This is causing them a lot of distress with this 9 of Swords. They're trying to figure out, what they should do. I'm getting that it's causing a lack of sleep for them right now. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards for this. Okay. So we've got some interesting energies going on. So definitely a lot of root chakra. So there's some root chakra, but so I'm getting root chakra because there's a lot of red in actually all of these. But, we have lots of sacral chakra as well. So we have the 9 of Cups. I think what's going on is that they're trying to figure out what is going to bring them their truest happiness. And they're really trying to figure out like, what is that one thing that's going to make me really happy this year? And they want to pursue that one thing wholeheartedly. And that's where this indecision is coming from. So as this relates to a relationship, it may be going all in on a relationship with somebody. It could also be a different area of their life, but that it's going to affect their partner greatly because they've got to make these plans with their partner. So we have the 2 of Wands. I'm getting a decision of a decision to be made, and what I'm actually getting is an extension of what I said for this 4 of Coins, which is that I said before it was like, you know, they're either going on 4 big trips or they're going on 0. And so what I'm getting is that they're choosing between 2 things that they really, 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 really want to do. And they can't do both of them. And so that's where some of this tension's coming from. It's not really clear exactly what that is. Getting some. So I'm not getting overall that this is about 2 different people that they might be wanting to pursue. I am getting that it's for a very small group of people. There could be two people that they're very excited about and interested in, and they don't know which one to go after. And it's just not working. It's not clear to them. And they've been trying, it's not that they've been trying to use logic to figure it out. It's really that they've been trying to ground into the feeling of these 2 people, and both of the people feel good. And again, this is just a message for a very small group of people anyway. So, I won't go too deep into that, but it's like, they're trying to feel into the energy of these 2 things, and they can't really decide which one is going to make them the happiest. The 8 of Cups it just kind of continues that. It's like they know that they can only choose. It's like they have the 8 cups in front of them. They know they can only choose 4 of the cups. So it's like they're trying to choose this side or they're trying to choose that side. And it's really throwing them for a loop. So it just doesn't feel good to them that they can't have both. So I'm going to draw another row and just try to dig into like, what is this? Like, what specifically is the situation? All right, so we have a solar plexus energy coming in, also some throat chakra. So I think what I'm getting from this, and I was kind of getting this energy earlier as well, but this card is really pulling that energy in for me a bit more. Basically, I'm getting that there's some tension in the communication for this, for these things that they want to do. And it really is coming from, how does this fit in with the partnership that they want to create? So it's almost like they have a dream maybe that is conflicting with their current partnership. So it could be that maybe they just started a relationship and they got like a new job offer, for example, but that job offer is going to take them away from the relationship. So it's like 2 things that they really want to pursue, but they're not necessarily able to. And so what I'm getting from this and the guidance that I'm receiving for this is that definitely it's worth discussing, because there's a possibility of getting both things. So that's kind of the question that I was having, is why can't they do both? Because they're trying to decide between these 2 things. Why is there so much tension? Why not both rather than either or? We have the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. What I'm getting from this is that it's almost like a confidence issue, that they can't have both, or it could also be. So what I'm getting with this 3 of Swords is that it's actually, there's something in the past, and this situation has come up for them in the past, and it has ended in a way where they had to choose between these 2 things. So because of that, and it created some heartbreak for them, but because of that, they carry this false belief forward that they can't have both things. Like, they can't have their 10 of Cups, they can't have their full happiness. And this is really comes down to a self-esteem or a confidence issue for them, where they just don't feel like they deserve their full abundance. They don't feel like they deserve their full riches right now. And so they are struggling to move forward and struggling to communicate with the important people in their lives about the situation, because they just feel that it's going to cause the situation to fall apart in a way that they are not, they're not really digging. All right, so let's go deeper into what's really going on. Like, what is the root of this lack of self-esteem? All right, so we have the 7 of Coins, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. So I'm getting a bunch of messages from this immediately. So the Knight of Swords, what I'm getting is that in the past, they really rushed into things. And so I'm continuing with this example that I said earlier, which it's not necessarily the situation, but it really describes the energy very well. So I'm just going to continue with it. So the situation was that this person was starting a new romance with somebody that they're really excited about, but then they got this amazing job opportunity that's going to take them away from this person. And so what I'm getting from that is that in the past, they had a similar situation, and the energy was like, okay, I know I want this job. I know I want this person. So let me ask this person to move with me. But that person responded saying that it was just too rushed. And so they were kind of like rushing into things with the relationship in order to get everything they wanted in the past. So that doesn't have to be the situation, but it's the energy of that, of like, in the past, I tried to merge these two things I really wanted together, and I was rushing into one or the other of them as a result. I also have the 7 of Coins, which is, it's kind of the same message. It's like trying to harvest something before it's ready to be harvested. And so what I'm getting from this is that these two situations they're not really that compatible with each other. And in order to make them work together, something would have to be harvested before it was ready, on one situation, the other situation, or both situations. This card about the Sun, I'm getting, the main message I'm getting is just that the Sun feels out of reach for this person. So it's like the happiness, it's almost like the sun is shining down on them. They can see the sun, but they can't touch it. Not that you should want to touch the sun, but it's this idea that this whole, the happiness that they want just feels very out of reach to them right now. All right, so I'm going to pull some guidance to wrap up this reading. If you want to continue with this reading, we're going to go deeper into this situation, deeper into these energies for Taurus, for love and relationships in the Lunar New Year. And in the semi-personal reading, or some people call it the extended reading, we're going to talk deeper into the hidden aspects of the situation. We're going to talk about what does this particular party want out of the relationship. We're going to talk about what's blocking them from getting it, what they're not communicating about the situation, and then we'll offer some final guidance as well in that reading. So let me pull some cards of guidance before I end this. So it's so funny because every time I pull these conversations with counterparts cards, and this is a deck that my very close friend Susan Dawn made, called Conversations with Counterparts. It's Susan Dawn Spiritual Connections on YouTube and on Etsy and Instagram and Facebook, everywhere that she is. So you could just Google to look her up. But this deck, the energy of these messages, it always lines up. It's really interesting. So I believe in happily ever after because of you. So the Taurus in this reading, they're really, the reason that they've been kind of wishy-washy is because they're really holding on to finding a solution that gets them everything. Even though they haven't experienced that in the past, they're starting to believe in that happily ever after because of this relationship that's involved. I'm trying to figure out my path. Yeah, they're really trying to figure out where they want to put their energy and what they want to do this year. They're really trying to figure out how to express their passion in the best way this year, because they really want this year to be a knockout year for them, and it's set up to be so for them. Like, they're feeling really good about everything that is coming toward them, and they're feeling their abundance, and everything feels really good. It feels really passionate. It feels like it's possible to ground it, but it's not grounded yet. So they're really trying to figure that out still. So that's all for this reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been helpful to you. If you want to continue on to the semi-personal reading, make sure you go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings, and you'll be looking for the Lunar New Year love and relationship reading for Taurus if you decide to pick up that bundle and become a member of the 2020 readings. So thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful and blessed day.